Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Brittany, and to welcome in the month of February 2024, I thought I would do some collaging with you, and then also because it's Thursday, my normal content day, I thought why don't we do a throwback Thursday. I don't think I've done one of those. Maybe, I don't know, but we're going to today. So I'm just gonna clean this up. I had all this sprout out to take the photo for the thumbnail of this video, so I'll just clean it up a little bit. But this is some of the stuff that I'm going to be using today. It's all stuff that I have received in the mail from my pen pals, and they're just things that really stood out to me from their letters, and they were tuck-ins, or you know, they were part of an artist trading card swap, and I want to keep them like forever. And because they're pretty and they have cute little things and sayings on them. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working with today to do the collage. And then also I have this fairly new, it has some use obviously, as you can see some pages have been torn out from the little frillies that are on the edge, whatever you want to call them. Just take those, put those to the side. But yeah, so this is a notebook from Office Max, one subject notebook, and it's not college ruled, but wide ruled. And basically what I did back in high school, way back when, was me and my girlfriends, after we would like go to like class orientation the first week and get our schedules and our locker combinations and what have you, we would like go to the dollar store and get a bunch of school supplies, cheapo stuff, pencils, erasers, whatever, and we would get notebooks like this, these single subject, and we would get all different kinds of colors. And then what we would do is like we would go to like the convenience store and get some like snacks and maybe rent a movie or something, and then we would like spend the night together and just decorate our notebooks. And then we would take like the brown paper sacks that we would get from the convenience store with all our stuff in them, and we would, you know, manipulate them and fold them so that we could cover our actual textbooks. But yeah, so it was like this slumber party slash decorating collage type thing. And I'm not really a collage-ish person, but I did used to do this and it was fun. So like I said, this is all stuff from pen pals that I received in the mail and or from artist trading cards swaps. So we used to do this with magazine clippings, like we would get them at the checkout when we were like getting our snacks and drinks and ordering pizza or whatever. But I would like to use some of this stuff up because normally it goes into my journals, and I just want to use some of it up because the little tin that I keep it in, I have like this metal marker tin. It was actually a Amanda Rachley acrylograph marker set that came in this little tin, and that's where I keep all these little clippings and bits and bobs that are included in envelopes and mail, and it's like bursting. So I thought, why not pop on here with you guys, do some collage, and use up some of that stuff. So I don't want to put like this whole piece of paper on here because obviously it's going to take up a lot of space. So I'm just going to messily cut out some of this stuff. I think they call this fussy cutting. And this was something I used to love to do whenever I was growing up and a young kid, because it was relaxing to me. And I had this little pair of pink Crayola scissors. They were real small, and they were the best scissors I have ever had in my life. And I don't know whatever happened to them, but I really wish that I still had them because they always, always, always were sharp. And let me tell you, I put them through it. I did. I cut everything you could think of with those, fabric, through tape, over glue, and they always stayed sharp. I love those scissors, but you know, things get lost over time. So these, because this one's larger, I want to have them at different places on the notebook because they're from the same clipping. So I think what I'm going to do is use this larger one kind of at the bottom to cover up this little text or whatever. And I'm just going to use this big old tape runner because my little one that I love so much broke yesterday when I was working on another artsy project. And I was so upset because I just bought one. Well, actually, I bought like a pack of 6, I think it was, way back in the day. And over time, they like got jammed and whatever and broke. And so I just had the one left out of the 6-pack. And it broke. It finally broke. And I use those for like everything. I use them to seal my pen pal letters. I use them for my collaging. I use them in my journals. So it was very sad. But luckily I had this big thing, and it'll do. I don't usually like working with something that large, but it is what it is. Alright, so I really like those, and these are probably going to overlap, but that's okay. I do normally get new stamp releases whenever they come out because I do pen pal so much, and I kind of like to have something new on the envelope rather than the same old, same old. And so sometimes they come with these really beautiful backdrop, there we go, photos. And so I keep them. And because I love waterfalls, this was a no-brainer. But I'm just going to cut it a little bit to add some shape, just so it's not so square. Because, you know, water flows through everything. It's not have a shape unless you put it in something. Alright, and then I thought too, while I'm cutting this stuff out and placing it where I want, I would just kind of chat with you guys and tell you what's been going on. Give you like a little update. I was working so much yesterday in my bindery. Oh my gosh, it was like 11 hours I think I put in. And it wasn't because I was like hammering out a ton of books. I wasn't. I was working on a project that I had seen from another YouTuber, and I watched their video and I was like, oh, I wonder if I could do that. And basically it was like taking old little golden children's books, like storybooks, and expanding the spines on them and turning them into like a junk journal. So I played around with that. I tried a couple different ideas, and then I was able to create some. And it was a good time. I mean, I didn't have too many difficulties. I super glued my fingers. I think you can still see it there, and my thumb. It's coming off gradually. So that was a little painful, but I think they turned out really good, and I'm happy with them. I'm probably going to make more. Boy, guys, this isn't even one of those clear stickers, and I'm struggling with it. If I can't get it off, I'm just going to glue it down. Backing and all, right? This is terrible. I know that this comes off. It was part of stamps. But then what else did I do yesterday? So I experimented with some cooking, a recipe. Oh my gosh, the other day, I should have mentioned this in another video. The other day I was telling you guys about how I had got some miso and was gonna, there we go, and was gonna try some like a Asian cuisine. Well, it isn't that I didn't like it, but because our weather's fluctuating right now, we kind of have ladybugs that are coming into the house. And I got almost to the point where the meal was ready to be consumed, and a ladybug fell in my pot, my cooking pot. Oh, I was so upset. And I know I could have just scooped it out or whatever, but because it was boiling and I didn't catch it until I went to stir it, I was like, I'm not eating that. Because it had cooked a little bit, you know. So I was pretty upset about that. But then I tried to do a risotto with like the leftover ingredients that I had, and I did it kind of in the microwave and kind of out of the microwave, to try to prevent the ladybug thing from happening again, because the dish would have a lid on it and it just didn't turn out. Like, you've got to make risotto over the stovetop, but I tried. It was what it was. This is just a little print off. If you know about Notebook Therapy, that's some place where I like to go to get my bullet journal notebooks, and they do the Hinoki series of like traveler notebooks, and then they offer in their blog free downloads every month, and I always download their calendars because I use them as my desk calendar. I put them under my little clear protective thingy, and this was part of the January one, and I just really liked it, so I cut it out. But if you don't know about those, that's a really cool resource. It's better than getting one of those calendar desktops, in my opinion, from like the Office Max store or wherever. Nothing against Office Max or any other office supply store. It's just, it's a little bit more creative, I think. And then this, of course, is a little envelope that somebody had sent to me, and they had stickers in it. And it actually, let me see. Yeah. So this just says I've included some of my stickers. And I liked it, so I am going to put that on there. Since this is all pen pal related stuff and or artist trading cards, this way it's kind of like a little nod to all of my pen pals because it's like a little envelope. And then what else happened? So I went for my eye exam, and I was having some vision issues because I've had astigmatism since I was really young. And so I've always had eye glasses, and I was noticing some fluctuation in my eyes. So I was like, I'm going to go get this checked out. And I got okay news. Like, there's nothing wrong with my eyes, but now I have to watch my sugar intake because they think that that might be what is affecting it. Which, you guys know I love sweets. You know how I love chocolate, especially like chocolate covered pretzels. Those are my favorite. So because I just started dabbling in arts and drawing like a year ago or whatever, I'm like, okay, this is not happening. I'm not gonna like lose my eyesight. So I am quitting sugar altogether, cold turkey. And this is like day 4 without it. And last night I was like, oh my gosh, I really want something sweet. Today I'm doing okay. I have experienced a headache, which I think is a withdrawal type headache, because let me tell you what, sugar is addictive. And I wouldn't say that I have it frequently, but when I have it, I have it. Like, I splurge, and I just like, I wouldn't say binge, but it's like I indulge for sure. Obviously, this is a piece from stationery. You can see part of the letter on the back. I just think the little mushroom cottage would be cool down by the little waterfall. So, where am I going with this? Why am I telling you something personal like that? Well, because from that experience of like getting my eyes checked and learning that I need to monitor my sugar and everything a little bit more closely, I have decided I'm going to do a 365 sketch a day challenge next year in 2025 related to everything I learned this year about the meals and stuff that I can prepare that is safe, like that won't cause sugar spikes. And I thought that that would be a good way to showcase my learning experience and how much I've come with it. And then I thought it would be fun for you guys too, because I know that some of you really look forward to that series, my drawing series. So hopefully by that point, my drawing will be much improved so that whenever I try to sketch food, it looks like food and not just like blobs. So it's all working out. I'll give it a year, and then by that point, hopefully everything's under control with my health, and I will have learned several new recipes I can share with all of you, and then you'll get to see how my art has developed, if it's improved, if I've learned anything, stuff like that. This little bunny, I've held on to this for the longest time, and I never knew what to use it on because originally it was a tag, and you guys just saw me cut it out of this little piece of paper. So it's been cut down. You can tell that I've had ideas and then I just never did them. So I'm going to put them down by the little waterfall. Okay, what else do we want to use? This I love. It was actually a pen pal who introduced me to Traveler's Company, I'd say about a year ago. They were incredibly generous. I mean, I was not expecting this at all. I went to my mailbox one day, there was Happy Mail in there, and it was a package. And I wasn't expecting a package from this person. Like, they didn't tell me they were doing this. And I opened up the package, and it was like 4 different Traveler notebook covers. Not Traveler Company, but they were covers that someone had made, and that this person no longer wanted to use. So they destashed them and very generously shared them with me. So of course that kind of got me started on this little journey of researching, like, okay, what is a Traveler notebook? And then I was checking out the measurements. I tried to write them all down. I was taking notes. I was watching videos. And I was like, what's the difference? Like, what's a regular versus a passport versus, you know, all the different sizes, like a B6 or a slim. And so I started looking all of that up, and it was just an amazing experience. And I've been loving it ever since. And now I buy Traveler's Company stuff, and I follow along with the blog. And I learned about Hobonichi because of it, which, by the way, I did place an order for spring 2024 Hobonichi. And when it comes, I may or may not do an unboxing. I haven't decided yet. But stay tuned to the channel because it might pop up. Alright, so of course I had to put that on there, but got Mount Fuji, and that's also sentimental to me because I completed the Mount Fuji virtual race during the COVID lockdowns, and I love the medal with Mount Fuji and everything, so I want to put that on there for sure. And then this is from a very dear pen pal who we write like pages upon pages to each other, and it is just such a great experience. And she wanted to know a shoe story that I had, so I kept this so that I could remember it. And basically what had happened was I had found the most gorgeous kind of like platform / high heels mix wedge shoes, and they fit me so good. And I'm not a dress up high heel wearing type of woman. I'm just not. I've never been. But these felt so comfortable when I would wear them. And one of my girlfriends that I used to make these notebooks with, she was going on her senior trip, and because she was a grade ahead of me. So the senior trip, they went to New York City, and she wanted to take my shoes because they were going to go see Cats. This is showing my age now. They were showing Cats in one of the theaters, and the class was going. So I might put this little thing here because it reminds me of New York, and the story goes with New York. But I let her borrow the shoes, and she wore them the day that they were supposed to go to see the show. And earlier in the day, before they went to see the show, they went to the Statue of Liberty. So she clumbed all of those stairs in my shoes, and when they came back, like, the strap was hanging off. The heel was all peeled off, and I was like, these were brand new shoes, and they were just totally wore in. Like, there was no life left of them. So yeah, we'll just put that there. But that's the story that I shared with her. And I've never found a pair of dress shoes like that that have been so comfortable since. So there you go. I'm going to put this little yoga girl down at the bottom by the waterfall because that seems very zen to me. And going out in nature really relaxed me. So just put that there. This is from an artist trading card swap that I recently did. I think it's gorgeous. It's obviously just some black line work, but I think it looks like a flower blossom. Or if you want to be creative in your imagination, you could say that it's a bird in flight. But I love it, and I definitely want to put it on there. And you know, when we used to do this as teenagers, we didn't have double-sided adhesive tape, so we would just lay everything, like lay it out on the notebook, and then we would just go ahead and do the final part, which is taping over it to protect it. And sometimes things would move around, understandably, when you do that, because you know there's like static with the tape and it would pick up the paper. So I'm very fortunate now that I have the double-sided tape. It helps with the whole laying out and planning. This card a pen friend sent me, and I love it. I think it's very cheeky. And it's basically a lady yelling, saying, "By the way, I'm wearing the smile you gave me." And I love that. I think it's very bold. I really want it on here somewhere, but I don't want to cover up too much of the other stuff. So maybe we could put it there where you can still see the flowers. I think it should go there. And it is a little bit heavier of a paper than the other things that I'm putting down, but I'm not concerned too much about that because the tape that I'm going to use is packaging tape, so it should cover it pretty good. I was going to cut that off, but I don't know. I think it's okay. Then I have this wax seal from one of my pen pal letters, and it arrived pretty much unscathed. You've got this little gash here from the postage machines, but otherwise it arrived intact. So I definitely want to put that on there, maybe up at the top. Then what else? Oh, so because February is like collage month, I'm going to be doing another daily challenge, which is collage, and I decided to go through another Instagram post, which I'll show you guys. These books I showed you that I made from stationery from pen pals, they just have all kinds of scrap papers that I wanted to use up in them, and I thought that would be perfect for collage. So I'm going to decorate the cover later today, and then I'm going to do this prompt here that I found on Instagram. Februage. So look forward to that. When I get it finished, I'll flip it. And then, as luck would have it, I found another art challenge. I definitely want this piece next to this pen pal's little prompt because she's a fellow collager, and I just think that it would go good there. She usually decorates her envelopes like that when she mails me stuff, so I'll try to fit it in there. But the other one that I found, it just popped up serendipitously, was a pink eraser carving, and I had wanted to do that ever since I saw it last year, and I was waiting until October because that's usually when they do it. But this one is in the month of February, and I thought, oh, awesome. So I got myself this little carving kit, and I ordered a pack of these. I've already carved one as like a test, and then I gave one to a pen pal with a book that I made, and then this is just a random one that I found, so I put it in there so I wouldn't lose it. But then I'm going to use this prompt list, which I found on Instagram by Pink Eraser Art and Cactus Cloud Art. So I'm excited about that. So stay tuned for that, because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in my bullet journal for my February spread, kind of at the back behind my month and Polaroid section. This way they're all together, kind of like my doodle days that I talked about, how I wanted those all together. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that stuff. So I'll be doing 2 challenges this month. the collage and the eraser art. This little bunny has a significant story. It was sent in with a pen pal letter, just kind of like ephemera, and my husband and I have a bunny story that we share with each other, so I definitely want it on there. Maybe put it under the yoga girl a little bit. I don't want to cover up the text of this one, the wish, create, imagine. This is from a pen friend also, who I don't really write with anymore. Well, I don't write with them anymore. Life got busy and they're just not able to connect anymore, but I wanted to keep this bit of stationery, so I'm going to cut out little pieces and put it here and there. Alright, just kind of covering up any red spaces now. But yeah, we would do this and we would cover the whole notebook so that nothing was left. And then we would share the notebook. So when we were past each other in the hallways, we would like toss it to each other, or kind of like run into each other and put it in the other's arms, because it was really busy, and in the narrow hallways sometimes you couldn't get up close, so we'd kind of have to like chuck it at one another. So it would get banged up. That's why we're going to do the tape over it, so that kind of protects it. This I definitely want on there. It was part of a letter as well, and I want this on there because I love all things celestial and cosmic, and I like tarot card readings and spirituality, so I want that on there. Maybe I could tuck it there. I could probably put it over slightly. You could put it up here. I think I'll put it like this. And then I'll just trim off that little bit at the top. And then I for sure want a sun, because I'm a Leo, and that is a sun sign. So I want that on there. What else do I have to share with you? The books that I worked on yesterday, I have them right here. I guess I could show them to you as well. I'll show you one because everything's going to fall, I think. So I took a little golden book. I did some Mod Podge over the cover to kind of seal it and protect it a little bit, because this is a vintage one that I found in a local antique store. I created this heart stitch template for the spine, and then I used this little closure that's coming through the spine to go around the book twice. And then this is just pages from the book, so the story is kept, and then drawing paper. Yeah, so that's what I spent 11 hours on yesterday. It's got little beads on it for a bookmarker. I did Aladdin, and I did Peter Pan, and Mario Kart. So 3 of those. Alright. This I'd really love to put on there because I feel like it is true to me. It says, "She is delightfully chaotic, a beautiful mess. Loving her is a splendid adventure," because I feel like that describes me. Because I am very chaotic, and I am, you know, up and down all the time, and I have like every range of emotion times 2. And yeah, I can just be all over the place. And sometimes my thoughts are flighty, and I just bounce around from one idea to another, and I say that that's just true to being an artist. So maybe I could put that up here. I think I will put it up there. It might cover up that whole of the notebook. And that was just part of scrapbook paper. You know how sometimes you get scrapbook paper pads and they have little sayings or tags on the sheets? That's what that was from. This little blue cottage is a sticker that I created with my silhouette portrait, and I made my own mailing return addresses, and this was like the little icon that I had to the left of my address. So I kind of want that on there too. Maybe I could very carefully pull this up and put it under it. Yeah, it looks like I can do that. Some of you are probably thinking, why do you keep all of this stuff? This is why. For my projects. And then I really, really would love to put this on there somewhere. Pen friend had sent this to me because I love Outlander. I don't know if I could fit it down by the waterfall. That would be appropriate because I think when they first met, it was near a waterfall. He was rescuing her from, was it Randall? Lieutenant, Captain, whatever his name is. I don't know. I don't pay attention to him because I'm more concerned about JB. Oh my gosh. And around this time was when I was doing my genealogy research. And I learned that I did the DNA test and everything. And I learned that I am almost half Scottish. And the rest of me is English. I do have very little German ancestry, and that's from my dad's side. But the Scottish and Irish, or the Scottish and English, came through on my mom's side. And I do remember growing up having relatives with a British accent. So, like, they came over fairly recently. It was like great aunts or something. Could we put it down here? That'll really cover it up though. Maybe we can move this little yoga girl down and over some. And then this little bunny. We could maybe put up here. Now how does it look? That's better. Yoga girl still needs to move though. So we'll put her here. But yeah, so that was an amazing journey discovering all of that stuff because growing up, I was not told my ancestry, like my heritage. And to learn that was pretty awesome. And then so because I was doing it, my husband got curious and he was like, well, maybe look into mine. So I did. And he actually has descended from Mackenzies, so he's Scottish as well. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is so appropriate. So I went and I got us a little plot of land in Scotland as part of the forestry preservation program. So basically you can buy a plot of land and they'll plant a tree on it to help reforest. So that's what I did in both of our names to kind of like pay tribute and honor our Scottish ancestors. And it was just so cool to know that he's descended from Mackenzie. If you watch that show, you'll understand why. Alright, I think that's pretty covered up. There's some, red still here and there. I think what I'll do though is take some of this washi from my pen pals and do my best to fill that in. So, because I just told you that I'm a little over half British, I want to put these little soldiers on there. And it kind of goes with the Outlander theme too. Put them up at the top. It goes with the red really well too. I like that. And then, what else do we have here? I really like these flowers. I think I'm going to put those on there. Excuse me. Just because they're really bright. That looks good. I love the little pandas. That's got to go on there. I'll just put those kind of at the top. And then maybe going this way. And I'll just cut this stuff off. So that's what's been going on. That's a little bit about my discoveries, a little bit more about me, and then we're gonna wrap up by finalizing this and putting on the packing tape. And like I said, we used to toss these back and forth to one another. So putting the tape over them, the packing tape at the end, it really made the notebook more durable. And then because we usually would draw in them or sketch or whatever during lunch breaks, it also provided some like waterproofness. There we go. Do we have any other tapes we want to use? I really like this dream catcher. See if we can cut that out. Not that one, but this one. It seems more colorful. And we'll put it maybe here. I think that looks good. And then I want to put some basket weave on there. We live in Ohio, not too far away from the old Longaberger factory. And when we first got married, we went up to Dresden where the Longaberger factory is, and we made baskets. At the time, you could make an appointment and actually make a Longaberger basket. So we both made baskets. I definitely want that on there. It's nice, like a nice little memory nod to the past, since this is a throwback video. I think I'll just put a little bit more right there. I think that's good. All right, so I'm gonna seal this with tape, and all I do to do that, let me get this out of the way here because it's so large and takes up too much space. I just turn it horizontally like this. I'm working horizontally, and I just take some packaging tape and I just cover. Oh, what is that? I don't know what that is. I go over the edge when I do it. I really don't want to use my nice scissors. Hold on, I'm going to get a less nice pair of scissors. All right, I'm back. Then you just trim it a little bit on either side. And then you open the book and you just fold it in. So you're more or less laminating the notebook. Think of it like that. You're manually laminating it. But it makes it more durable and everything. Depending on the type of materials that you use, like I have this wax seal, I have some cardstock, what have you, it could add extra strain to the spine, and eventually the cover will weaken and come off, like with use and as you're tossing it through the hallway to your girlfriends. But if you're careful with it, it'll hold up. I don't remember too many of ours falling apart. If you got like the really, really cheapo notebooks, I can't even think of the brand now, but there was this one notebook that we used to get. It was usually the 5 subject ones, and they were so cheaply made, they would just fall apart. Okay, and then you just keep doing this until you have it all covered. And each time you put a new layer down, you're going to want to go over the previous layer about 1/4 inch. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just overlapping the tape. And then because we use that tape runner, you can see everything staying in place really nice. But if you didn't use a tape runner, this stuff would be dancing all around your notebook because of the static with the tape. Oh, we got a little bit of sun coming in. Nice. It's been so dreary and rainy lately, which is my favorite weather. I love it when it rains and it's dark and gloomy. As my creative writing instructor would say from my undergrad days, I reminded him of Poe because I liked the overcast, dark, gloomy days like Wednesday Addams, which I love Wednesday Addams. I love the Addams Family. Then you can cut these where your tape overlapped, or you can tape them down. I'm just going to cut mine. It's up to you, however you'd like to do it. It's really not that much. It's just the corner where your tape overlapped. There we go. And there you have it. You have a collaged notebook that you can take to class with you. It's unique, it's different. You're going to know that it's yours. If it ever gets lost, go to Lost and Found and you'll be like, oh, there it is. It's a fun thing to do with your friends, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, and it's relaxing. You get to use up some of your ephemera, your bits and pieces, and it's a really fun thing. We used to do this every year, getting ready for school. But that's what I have for you guys today. If you like this content, please like this video so that I know to keep making more videos like this. And if you subscribe and turn on your notifications, you'll be alerted when more videos like this come up on my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.